Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Meaning of Life from Craig's Perspective. And guess what? It's me, it's Craig, the host. I'm back. Yes, you heard it. Season 3, episode 1. I know I've been on a bit of a hiatus, but college gets long. I'm not going to blame the COVID pandemic. I've just been a bit lazy, but I've missed you guys, my 103 subscribers, 3 digits and that. What can I say, man? I guess it's just me, the host. But hopefully I'll be back for a consistent while. It really depends on the love that you man show me, and especially on today's episode, because I'm joined by this one of the CEOs of the Realist. He's also a rapper, but he also has his day trade. One of the wisest people that I know, and I've been wanting him to be on the episode for the longest time. I'd say give your hands up, but this isn't a live show. But guys, please welcome YD,
But,
season
but,
3,
but, but,
episode
but, but,
1. Come on, ad libs and that,
man.
Um, and just to say, the garments that he's wearing. Well, I'm not even going to talk about the garments that he's wearing. I'll let him do that when it's time. When it's his time to speak. Look at him promoting the thing. Respect it, respect it. You've probably seen the top that he's wearing in your favorite drill artist videos: Zone 2, LR, Quengface, Karma, Trizak, Scully. All of those guys wearing the brand that he's wearing, proudly wearing, as we said off camera. Um, but today we're going to get a look into YD, a rapper. Like I said, one of the wisest people that I know. He has a very interesting story. We're seeing two snaps. I'm moving like DJ Vlad, moving like a Fed, trying to understand like where's this guy coming from. I see certain snaps, I hear things in his videos, but the transformation, all I can say is the transformation must be done by the man upstairs himself, must be done by God, because this guy, one of the biggest turnarounds from what I can see, like that I know. But anyway, YD, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm great, bro. I'm great, man. It's a pleasure to be on the show right now. Pleasure to be on the Meaning of Life. Congratulations on 103 subscribers as well.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All 103 of you, you've done a great job. And the best thing you could do now, if you're watching this, is literally go tell a friend and get them to come watch the same thing. Send them a link, show them your screen, whatever it is, because this young man here is doing great stuff and he's going to great places. That's what I know for sure. Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Pleasure to.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Man's gonna keep it humble and just thank you. So YD, can I know your government name? No, I'm only playing.
I'll just say, my name's Don, because a lot of people on the net, they know that anyway. Like when I first started making music, before I called myself YD, I called myself Young Don. And just before we started recording, you asked me about that, so I'll just quickly say, so like I was called Young Don. My name's Don. I didn't really want to come in the game with a fake name because I'm not a fake guy. So I just called myself Young Don. And then I had some complications with another artist called Young Don, he's in America now. So I decided from then I wanted to call myself YD to stop any sort of confusion. There's a couple Young Dons out there, innit? Because obviously the word Don, people will use that like it's like you're a Don. And a lot of people want to call themselves a Don, innit? But I'm not trying to call myself a Don. Like that's the name that mum gave me. So I'm here, I'm Don. I got no problem with you lot knowing that. That's fine.
Okay. So where are you from, man?
Area or country?
Give us both, man.
So background wise, I'm from, I don't know if you guys can see in my camera, yeah, I've got quite a messy background, I apologize. But I've got 2 flags up there. There's a flag right there, it's a Guyanese flag, and the one over there is an Antiguan one. So I'm half Antiguan and half Guyanese. That's my background. So they're both Caribbean islands. I've got Caribbean descent. And I was born in the UK. I was born in London. I was born in Greenwich Hospital, which isn't here no more. And the area I'm from is essentially Greenwich Borough in a place called Shooters Hill. So it's either you know Shooters Hill or you don't know Shooters Hill. Literally, it's near places like Woolwich and Lewisham. Where I'm from is described as literally a crossroad. It's in the middle of everything. So when people are talking about what ends are you from, I'm literally from some bit that links like to get from here to here, you have to go through Shooters Hill. So my area is a little bit strange, and I guess that's a bit reflected in the upbringing that I had and who I kind of chilled with, because I never was just on that side.
Yeah.
I live dead in the middle. So I've been dead in the middle physically and mentally as well. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, in the middle, your friends. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I feel like it all links to the person that you are like now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 23 now, and I'm 24 in like next week, funny enough.
Okay, more life. Happy birthday. You get me more money.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yo, due to get litty next week.
Yeah. All right, calm.
Yeah.
So do you have any siblings?
Yes, I've got three siblings. I'm one of four. Um, I've got two elder siblings, an older brother, an older sister, and I'm there. And then I have a younger brother underneath me. So there's four of us. Yeah, man, that's the squad still. Shout out to the squad, man.
Yeah, shout out to the squad. So let's take you back 19 years ago. Okay, I don't know when you start primary school, about 6 or 7, whatever. Don't get on to me, you little primary school teachers. But what was primary school for you like growing up? You know?
Primary school was sick, man. I remember my first day in it at primary school after nursery. I went to primary school, and I went to a primary school that was predominantly white because of the area that I was in. And I remember seeing another black kid in my class, and we looked at each other and we were like, gang, 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 basically. Like, we literally saw each other and we bonded. And naturally, at the same time, my mum was there, his mum was there, so our mothers bonded, our parents bonded with each other as well. And then he became my first friend, and it was his birthday like a couple of days ago. He's still one of my closest friends. I've been friends with him for, yeah, like, I don't know how many years. It's been 19 years or something,
Oh
nearly 20
wow.
years. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I remember that. I remember just growing up in the school itself, feeling like, there's more white kids here than black kids, and I just had that sort of feeling. But it helped me because naturally, like, the school, I wouldn't say my primary school was racist at all. I feel like they were quite equal, but without trying, you could feel like it's easier to get in trouble if you're black. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that naturally made me more patterned, because I'm like, fam, I'm already in trouble. Like, I need to be good. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had that sort of feeling growing up. And then when I got to year 3 in primary school, my mum joined the school and started teaching there. So after that, I was patterned. Like, I was a good youth. Like, I couldn't afford to get in no sort of trouble. So I was always a good boy. My primary school teachers, I know in my head that they always described me as a bright boy as well. That's always been stuck in my head. Like, they put that in my head from young. So thanks to all my teachers that told me I was bright, because I believe that what you get told when you're a youth and you're growing up, it really can affect you. So I was constantly told that I was bright, or that I was better than the people. If I did get in trouble, I'll get told I'm better than them and I shouldn't mess around with them. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
how it was in primary school. So yeah, man, it was probably the easiest years of life, isn't it? Primary school.
Easiest. So that kind of alludes to the fact that as you get older, certain stages in your life were a bit harder.
Naturally.
Okay, so I'm gonna get like straight into the nitty and gritty still, because I don't think the audience wants to hear about just the passive parts of your life. So is it all right if we just throw you into the deep end right now?
Roll me, bro.
I say nothing. So what were your teenage years like? Because in Numbers, so a bit of background. Numbers is a song of YD's EP that was released in 2019,
Yeah.
2 years ago. An amazing song. I think you guys should check it out. Proper wisdom from this young man. And here one of your lyrics. I'm not trying to sound like DJ Vlad or whatever, or this is a genius interview or analyzing your lyrics, but you said this. I was outside in these streets trying to get me some peas, bro. So basically, when you're young, like, what do those lyrics mean? And like, how do they link to your younger life?
Feel like if you're listening to this interview right now, and you've heard I was young in the streets trying to get some peas, bro. Everyone's gonna understand that, because when you're young, you don't actually understand anything about money. So the reason I've said that is because I don't understand nothing about money. And I think that the best way to get, I weren't just trying to get money. Back then, I weren't trying to get money in order to invest in something. Like, I was trying to get rich. I thought I was getting rich. So I was outside. I'm talking about being outside, trying to hustle to get rich. And when I look back on it now, that's not the way you're gonna get rich. You don't just go outside and hustle. There's a lot more to it. Do you know what I mean? To get rich,
Yeah, of course.
But like, obviously, the way man's grew up and the people I've grown around, is sort of, that's the only way. That's what you're kind of taught. That's what you learn. The only way to be out to get money is to be hustling, because you look at rappers and other people you hear about that are drug dealers, and you think, yeah, these men are making money. So you think, yeah, like, let's try and get money like that. So like, for a certain time, I was literally hustling from quite young as well. I used to spend time with the older guys at school on ends. So yeah, that bar is just literally just trying to go get some money, but like in a stupid way kind of thing. Like, man's just outside. Just, yeah, that's what people were doing, and that's what nearly everyone was doing that. Well, to be honest, not everyone, not people that are doing it now, but like, there was a hell of a lot of people that were doing that. A lot of people used to be scared of that sort of lifestyle and whatnot, but you know, everyone has a different path in it, man. But yeah, man's just referring to trying to get some guala. Like, everyone knows how they're just trying to get their guala, and everyone did it in different. So yeah, that was one of my ways of thinking I was going to get rich back then.
Okay, so you can want. Okay, how do I say this? This can be censored if you want me to say it in case of your employees or future employees. But when you say hustling, do you mean drug dealing or with that type of equipment trying to get money?
So like, hustling, yeah, like, obviously hustling doesn't necessarily refer to drugs. I'm not gonna deny my involvement with drugs, but it was very limited, because man had like people around that would like, I was able to get weed in it. So, and that's cannabis. That's, at the time of this interview, it's a class B drug. Back then it was a class C drug.
Yeah.
So like, it weren't like, in the eyes of the law, it wasn't nothing mad serious. So yeah, like, man had a little participation in the cannabis industry, but it soon came to a halt, because what happened was, I ended up being arrested for such behavior. And like, I think I even got through. Yeah. So what happened the first time I got caught with a little bit of cannabis on me, I was given a caution in it, on the street, or whatever. And then not long after that, I got arrested because I'd already had a warning. And there was like, the amount of cannabis that was present was too much to just be giving you a warning or anything. So after I got arrested for that, I was
PWIT's basically possession with intent to supply, and this is a serious amount of weed or cannabis that we're looking at.
Yeah, so I was thinking, raw, like, man can actually just go jail, like, just for doing this, like, that's dead, that's not worth it, kind of thing, innit? So I'm still thinking, yo, I need to go home, innit? Like, I need to not end up here again, kind of thing. So yeah, like, after that, I was just like, yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm not doing this again, kind of thing. Like, I was like, I'm not trying to lose
these cells
just because I'm trying to get money. So it instantly made me think, like, there's got to be another way to getting money, kind of thing. And that's where the trail of thought came in, that ended up getting me to where I am now and on the journey I'm on now, because, bruv, I've watched a lot of my friends go jail and just trying to get money and trying to sell drugs and stuff like that. And it's just not it, bro. Like, and I know hustlers that don't touch drugs and don't even do crime, but they're hustling hard and they're getting to where they need to get to, bro.
Yeah. So does
And
that kind of inspire you, basically?
definitely, man. I had to take inspiration and think, bruv, like, you know, even as a bar from Crepton Colden, yeah, they had a fire in the booth one time, and I'll never forget this fire in the booth because of this one bar. They said, now Wretch inspires me, car. He made money off black and white and didn't need a Z, bro. So they're just even bigging up Wretch 32, saying that he's gone clear and he hasn't had to touch even a Z. So that's the inspiration that I kind of wanted to follow. Like, bro, what do you mean you got rich and you ain't sold drugs? I don't hear about that in my hood.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm on to now, boy. That's the way forward.
So can we talk about your first time getting arrested and how that was like? Is that all right?
Yeah, it was dead, man. Like, obviously, I was driving. Um, I had a car. I had some friends in the car with me. I was driving, and then I was driving in a place where I knew feds were always there, innit? You know,
The
when you know,
others, basically. Yeah.
yeah, like we just say it's hot in it, so we're driving and we know it's hot around there. But one of my friends lives in this area, so I'm dropping him home, innit? So just going to drop my friend home. Police have ended up behind me, driving behind me, and when they're driving behind you, like, you know, like, it's a high percent chance that they're gonna. No one likes to be driving with police behind them, innit? No one likes it. So I'm driving, police are behind me. I'm not liking it, and then they put their blue lights on. So as they put their blue lights on, like, I try to ignore the fact that they're trying to stop me and just keep driving. Do you know what
Why
I
did you
mean?
think it was someone? Okay. Uh, it could not be me. It could be someone else. But did you think like?
Pass me or so just, let me take this left and then take this right.
But you see, oh yeah, he's taking the left, he's taking the right. Yeah, okay.
So then
Oh,
they're like, yeah, they're like, they're following me in it with the lights on. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. They're following me in it. So I've stopped the car. And then they've like stopped me. And then they're just asking me questions if I've got a license and stuff, like if I'm meant to be driving a car. And I can't even remember what fully happened, but I know that I think they was talking. They stopped me and then they started to while they were talking to me, because I was bearing them. They called that bare cars and that bare vans. And so when they jumped out, there was bare jigs. My car had probably like 4 or 5 men in it, but then there was like 20 feds, bro. So there's like 4 feds on each of us talking to us, like 4 feds each.
yeah.
So I think one of the feds are talking to one of my guys, and then they end up searching him. And they end up finding some weed on him. So they're like, yo, we found weed on him. We need to search everyone, everything. So they searched all of us. And then like, I had a little bit more on me and they found it. And then, yeah, so like, it was just mad. So then they arrested us. They arrested all of us. And then like, we went to the station and like, I remember they say in the station, you're meant to get a phone call, innit? They didn't give me that phone call.
Why
But
do
I
you think
went
that
there.
was?
I don't know, man. I feel like they just took advantage of the fact that I was young and I don't really know much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to the station and then they said that we had to have an interview about the what they had found. So that this is our chance to like discuss things. And also I remember getting a duty solicitor. They asked like, do you want a solicitor? And I took the duty. So I took the duty and then they're telling me like, you know, the interview and whatnot. And I asked them about the no comment thing. I asked my
Solicitor, can I say a no comment, basically?
comment thing, and he was not trying to encourage me to do it. So I was thinking, yeah, like I understood more that these duty solicitors just work for the feds, basically, yeah. So I just
They
said, you
probably
know
are
what?
the feds, you know what I mean? Just dressed up,
And
costumes and all that.
I just felt like I'm on my own. Then I went to my interview and I just said no comment the whole way. And they tried to like scare me and do all this stuff, say all these things to me. Yeah, I just said no comment the whole entire way. And I came out and then I came out sold the next day. And I feel like they even told me, I can't remember if they told me before I left the cells or not, like that basically there's going to be no charges against me or whatever.
So
But
that's good, basically. Yeah.
but look, yeah, long story short, it was good. Like I just came out of there thinking, look, I need to not get back in there, mate.
And did you ever did you ever find yourself getting back into that situation of from that day you've been like basically sober in a sense? You haven't been arrested for well done, man. Like that's good because I know something with some people, they're kind of like addicted to that type of hustle. So it's like man will get arrested, pattern like 2 nights in a cell, maybe 1 year. Let me come back out because I think it's what I'm not sure if the right term is like they're institutionalized, but it's just like they have no other way of making money. Like they didn't really pay attention in class, or they thought like, "Raw, let me get that quick money. Let me not even get a job. So if I get arrested, no, it's calm. It's calm. Like I won't get bagged up with that much." And they'll keep going and they'll keep going to the point that where they're
Yeah,
like 44, 34, 35, they're still selling drugs because they have no other way, because all that time they could have spent maybe learning a different craft or getting banged up in cells thinking, no man, can
yeah.
still keep going, you know what I mean? Yeah, but congrats to you, man, that's
I'll
great.
get good like that, but I'm not one of them. No way.
Mm-mm-mm. Evidently,
Um,
evidently, because I'm guessing you kind of had like a plan for your life as your teachers or your primary school teacher said, like, yo, Don, I don't think they called you Don, but yo, Don, for the sake of this interview, it, I Don, like, you shouldn't be chilling with them and like you should be doing, you know what I mean? You're better off than these people. Is that a fair thing to say? Without any disrespect anyway, but yeah.
I mean, that's the encouragement I was given. Yeah, that's the trail of thought that I was like put to be on. You know, I had to believe that in order to elevate and not get sucked into things that people were getting sucked into. So to an extent, yeah, that's very true, man.
Okay. So back when we described your like location Shooters Hill, you said something can also do with the fact that two sets of people. I'm not saying individual gangs here, but a set of people from this side and a set of people from another side. And you know how all that stuff works. If you're from this side, you can't chill with that side. If you're not, you're on the fence. Like, do you understand where I'm
Yeah,
coming from?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
with that being said, has having any affiliations with certain people from certain gangs and certain like areas, like having affiliations with them, not to say you're deeply involved, but you know you have friends here. Not I'm not talking about you personally, but other people, they have friends that are in a gang, but they're not like even affiliated to such an extent, but they're friends with my man, and it just gets long like for them because I've seen you with this man, he's my op and so forth. So with that being said, has that impacted you in any like way, shape, or form in your life, like with doing like music or anything like that, or just chilling with certain people?
Like I would say, the main times when I felt like people cared about stuff like that was when I went to school. Um, when I moved, so I went to school that was in like Lee Green. So right in here, you got two boroughs. You got Greenwich Borough and Lewisham Borough. So I went to school in the Greenwich Borough, and then I moved to a school that was deep in the Lewisham Borough. And so from then, had to go from Greenwich Borough to the deep Lewisham Borough just to go to school in it. So that made me mix in with kids that were from the deep Lewisham Borough as well.
Yeah.
So if you were from my old school or the area that I lived in, you'd automatically assume that I'm chilling with New Cross youths because my school was in New Cross, innit? So you'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's one of them New Cross youths now. That's what people used to say, innit?
Oh wow.
He's but and then obviously there was the schools right next to the borough of Southwark, and there was people from the Southwark borough also just stepping just over the border to come into the Lewisham borough to go to my school as well, innit? So like I have friends from Peckham and friends from all over Lewisham going to my school, and yeah, so it was good because I got to mix with different types of people.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
from outside looking in, you would easily assume, like everyone just assumes out from the outside looking in. So people would be like, yeah, man, he rolls with them Camberwell youths or the Peckham youths or the New Cross youths or the Lewisham youths. And I would just be chilling with my new, like, it would just
We were
be
your
about me.
friends. It's not it's
Yeah,
never that deep, but from like they
yeah.
think you're like so when people don't understand new crush shoot, you're a part of that, would you say like gang if you say? Or yeah, like
That's what they call it, innit? They
yeah,
call
yeah.
it a group that's got 4 or more people in it or something. They call it a gang or something. So even 2 or more people, they're calling it a gang or something. So
But even though you weren't involved, it's just like it's your friends, in it. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna I doubt you'd isolate yourself in it because of other people's opinion on or their perception of you when they don't actually know you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, definitely. Like, I weren't the type of guy to ever say, "Oh, where you from? Who do you chill with?" Okay, I'm not chilling with you then. I'm not doing that. Like, no, I would just look at you and see who you are as a person, and wherever you was from, that was secondary to the friendship. Like, that's just like it weren't like I weren't about to go meet someone, go ask where they're from, and then go to their house. It was like we're chilling. So wherever we chill, wherever you're from, that's just where you go to when we stop chilling there. Like that doesn't bother me. It's got nothing to do with me. Like, do
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never really cared for that. But some people, I feel like there's a lack of identity. When you don't know who you are, you have no purpose. You attach onto things like that as a purpose, and you think there's purpose to these purposeless things, like where people are from and shit. Like that's got nothing to do with me. I'm thinking differently. I'm trying to get way out of it. I'm trying to go to LA and buy a house.
As
You're
it
talking,
said in one of your songs.
you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to go grab yards overseas. Like and these men are talking about where you're from now. Head to me, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so as you said, like you were previously in the roads life, but have I? No, I've spoken to like personal, like off camera to my friends who are involved in that lifestyle, but people that don't know about the roads, like it can have a significant impact on your mental health. Is that true, or am I lying here?
nah, facts.
So how did like being in the roads, like selling drugs, hustling, getting your way, impact your mental health?
Um, for me, it's like a slowly but surely thing when it comes to that. I think slowly but surely the roads fucks up man's heads because the first thing, the first reason why the roads messes with your head, yeah, is because the roads doesn't make you think that it matters. Like the roads doesn't let you know that how you are up here matters. The road don't show you that. The roads is get your money, be strong, fuck the ops. That's it. Like so, there's no sense of self care that comes into it. No one 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10 of these OGs or anyone that's gonna be a leader in the streets ain't gonna lead you to thinking about that. They're gonna lead you straight to the money, and you're gonna build a relationship with the money, the guns, and the drugs. You're not gonna build a relationship with yourself, and that's the problem because in order to have good mental health, there's a certain element of you need to have a relationship with yourself in order to achieve that. So you need
Hmm.
to know what makes you happy, know what makes you sad, know what's going to make you laugh, know what's going to make you cry. You need to know these things and be receptive to these things. So there's a whole psychological part of it that just gets ignored. So because it's getting ignored, it's being damaged in ways that you never realize. The only people that would ever be able to tell is others. So if someone else looks at you, they like your mum looks at you, she'll see that you're different. Or if someone that met you at this stage and then saw you at this stage, they'll see the difference because it will just show without you realizing. But
Yeah,
don't get to see your own you don't get to see your own mental state. You don't even consider it. You don't even think it's there. You don't even think you have mental health. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you're
yeah,
just that.
yeah. Because it just gets ignored to the point that it doesn't exist, but it doesn't. But it's just like it's been like kind of rubbed off, but you know the fine print is still there. But because you can't see it, like literally, because it gets ignored, it doesn't mean it's not there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, like that's how it is, man. So people easily get it twisted in thinking that, mental health is something that's only for certain types of people or something like that. It's
yeah,
for everyone, bro. That's why it's called
exactly,
mental.
exactly, exactly. Just it doesn't matter your occupation, what you're doing. You could be in the streets. You could be a doctor. Every
Yeah,
single human being has mental health, and it needs to be looked after. You know what I mean? And be encouraged to look after it, because when you then decide to neglect it, um I was recently like doing a football thing like with Fulham or whatever, and like I was like there was a group of us, like after we before we started our session we had to go speak to some mental health counselors that worked for Fulham and whatnot, and they was
yeah,
telling me the statistics on the amount of people that suffer with their like mental health. And this might be incorrect, but though, like all you psychologists, all you people, yeah, that work in the mental health department, do not get onto man, innit? But something like 1 in 4 people, pardon me, it takes something like 1 in 4 people or whatever between the ages of like 17 to 20 or something like that. It takes them like 10 years to seek help for like their mental health or whatever. Just like a mad set of numbers just for them to realize they need to seek help for what's going
Yeah,
on because they ignore it. And that wasn't targeted at a specific demographic of people. That's just everyone, you know what I mean? Everyone in society. But I'm thanking for
yeah.
your answer, man. I feel like I'd say the streets, but I'm not Kenny Allstar. I'm not the voice of the streets, in it. But my audience will benefit from your answer. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. But
Hopefully.
talking on the impact of mental health on the roads, Dave, um, he talks about in like his older songs, like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, about him being in the roads and all.
He's
Yeah.
a G.
On his latest album, what was it called again? We all go through this together alone, or we're all in this alone. Basically, it talks on the topic of mental health. Have you heard that album?
But we're all alone in this together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
yeah.
there are two songs that stand out to me, and I think one is called Panic Attack, and one is called Survivor's Guilt. And me personally, I've never really spoken up on my mental health. Well, that's actually a lie. I did an interview about 4 weeks ago. But in terms of saying this, like I kind of suffered with survivor's guilt at some point because I thought to myself, I wasn't in the roles, but it's just like where I was in life, I felt like to a degree I didn't deserve this. And like where all my other people, they should be deserving these or reaping the benefits. And where I am, they should be there with me, but they're not. You get me? I feel like I've survived. So being in the roles, and you said you've had friends that have been locked up, probably like I don't say, well, are they still that have been locked up, that are locked up? Have you had any friends that have like unfortunately passed away?
I have still. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to those friends, man. Yeah, I have lost a
Okay,
couple.
so now you've kind of made it out of the roads life. Have would you say you struggled with like survivor's guilt?
110%. Yeah, because my friends that have passed, I miss them. My friends that are in jail, I miss them. And like some people haven't died or lost their freedom. I still miss them. And like it's a thing of like survivor's guilt. That's a good way to explain it because I've been so grateful to have had certain conversations that I've had with certain individuals that have led to me being inspired. But the guilt comes in because it's like where I am, it's time and place. And where I am, my friends have the chances of my friends being in those places are so small compared to me. So it's like I've got the opportunity and the blessing to go to certain places and be with certain people. And that's an important thing, like being around other people. Like you have to, the value that's gonna come to yourself comes from people around you, innit? And
100%.
you have to treasure those people. And people around, man, like I was able to talk to people that just come from these mad walks of life that are in these mad situations and actually grab this knowledge from the horse's mouth. Like I come from being in the whip with my guys, driving past them yard saying, yo, this yard's mad. One day, you hit the block, fam, and then we'll have that one day. Do you know what I mean? That's the
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah, yeah.
And then now I'm driving up to a mad yard and the gate's opening to let me in. And now I'm talking to the guy who built it. He didn't just own it. He didn't just buy it. Like he built
The
this
architectural mindset, man.
and built the yard. And I'm saying, raw, how did you build this yard? Like, and that conversation to me is inspiring because he's telling me I'm talking to the horse's mouth in it. So naturally, man's getting inspired. And like I'm thinking, raw, like, I wish so and so could be here right now. But they ain't got a chance of being here right now. It's just life in it. This is my path in it. So that guilt is like, fam, straight away, you want to run back the info to the man then. Like, you're like, fam, listen to this. Do you know what I mean? And like, you want to just do all these things. That's why the shed even got